Hey everybody, this is Jeff from the Great Heights and Barely Controlled Chaos. This is the baby, and this is our homestead. I want to spend a couple of minutes talking about some essential equipment that you're going to need if you're going to start a homestead. So hang on there, we got a list. Alright, as I said, we're going to do a list of things that you're going to need, real basic things. I'm going to do 5 things that are super basic, and all of them are probably under $100. Not combined, but in general, each one of them is under $100 for sure. So let's start with the basics. What I'm talking about here, you're just getting started. Now, as you can imagine, having a big family like we do, we've always been on a budget, and so I'm really trying to do budget-minded, super simple stuff that you're going to need. That you really, if you're going to go out and spend a couple $100, this is where you need to spend it. If you're just going to get started, if you're just getting started, these are the essentials. So let's start with number 1. Number 1 is safety equipment. I'm going to turn around here. Safety equipment, gloves, eye protection. These are just sunglasses, and a set of eye protection. I would suggest 2 or 3 sets of gloves. These are cheap, and your skin is not cheap. Burns and so forth, they suck. Blisters suck. You get a couple of good, decent sets of gloves. I do suggest getting a few of them. These are more like gardening gloves, and I've got some leather gloves for more heavy-duty work. But these will work. If you just buy a package of these, you can usually get 3 or 4 of them for under $10. And gloves, trust me. And eye protection, I cannot stress, you only get 1 set of eyes. Please protect your eyes. Don't be stupid like me and not do it. Alright. So, number 2 on the list. Rope and straps. Now the rope that I have here, I'm going to pick it up again. It's very camera-like, not good camera work there, but anyway, the rope here, this kind of rope is cheap and really very versatile. You can use it for a lot of things. The unfortunate part is if once you cut it, it tends to start to fray pretty fast, but this stuff lasts for a long time when you use it in a single piece like this, and it will, it's so multi-purpose. It really is. We used it the other day for helping us pull a tree out. We use it for pulling fences. You just need rope. It's a good thing to have around. Rope versus straps. Now, straps are a little more expensive than the rope. I think this one we bought for somewhere between $15 and $20. It's got nice big hooks on the end, and it is meant for those tasks that are heavy duty. The rope is going to stretch, and it will eventually break. So will these eventually, but the difference between a rope and a strap, if you've got something heavy duty to do, this you can hook up to a garden tractor. This you can hook up to the back of your pickup truck. The rope, I don't suggest doing either of those things. Rope is meant for things that you can do by hand, and straps are meant for things that you can use power tools for, or power equipment of any kind, whether that's your pickup truck, whether that's a tractor, whether that's whatever. But again, it is that adding that extra leverage that you're going to need, or that extra distance that you need to pull things. I cannot stress enough how important rope and straps are. Alright, so number 3. No matter what kind of homestead you're going to be building, whether you're going to be doing mostly gardening or whether you're going to be dealing with animals, the number 3 thing that I'm going to suggest is a good set of gardening tools. Shovels, rakes, and hoes. These are probably the most expensive things on my list, with the exception of the next one. Although, I don't know, depends. shovels, rakes, and hoes. You want to buy a decent set of them so that they have some livability. But square-headed shovel, round-headed shovel, a hoe, and a rake. Absolute basics, but they will get you started. And you can do a ton of work with these things. You don't need a tractor. I'm very blessed that I actually have one, but it's taken a long time. We've done a lot of work with this basic stuff. And shovels, rakes, and hoes are one of those things that you just can't get around not having. Alright, so I had to hand off the baby to one of my sons for this one because this one actually requires 2 hands. So, the next thing you're going to need is a basic set of tools. There's going to be all kinds of arguments about what a basic set of tools is. But for me, hammer, Phillips and flathead screwdriver, a simple set of open-ended box-ended wrenches, crescent wrench for when you can't find that right size, and some pliers. Now I've got a decent set of, I can't think of what these are called at the moment.
Vice grips.
Vice grips, thank you. A decent set of I've got a good set of vice grips here, but pliers in general, you're going to need them. You do. Whether it's to cut wire, because most pliers now come with wire cutters on them, or just to grab something and pull it, it's important. These are essential tools. And these, like I said, these are probably the most expensive thing you're going to on my list, except for the gardening tools. And it may be arguable one way or the other, but you can spend $100 easy buying these. And I'm going to say you don't need to go buy the expensive ones. Go to some place, and I don't get any sponsorship at all from them, so just understand that. I'm going to give you a company name, but I don't get any sponsorship from them, so I'm not doing that. Harbor Freight sells great tools. They're inexpensive, and they last. They sell some of the higher end tools, they sell some of the lower end tools. Look in the middle someplace. Don't spend a ton of money, but you're going to need some of these tools. There are just things that break. There are things that you need to build, that you need this stuff for. A drill with, an impact wrench or an impact drill is also nice, but again, basic tools, this is it.
Did you just
Alright, so very last one, and you're not going to think, this is number 5, and you're probably not going to think of this one, and this one is one that, for me, it's like, oh wait, how did I forget that? But buckets. Various kinds of buckets. Okay, now let me talk about buckets. They can be expensive, like this one. This one probably, I don't know, this one was here. We had one on our old place that they came with the house, basically. They're expensive. I've looked at them at Tractor Supply and other places like that. They're probably 30 or 40 bucks. They're nice. They're very rugged. They last forever, which is why it came with the house. But they're expensive. 90% of the time, you can get away with a 2-gallon bucket and a 5-gallon bucket. Not several. But these, obviously, you can tell where they came from, but you can get these pretty much anywhere. They sell them at this place, they sell them at the blue one, they sell them everywhere. You can also go to places, and again, I don't get any sponsorship from these people, but Firehouse Subs. They sell these with lids for $3. It's a donation, and that donation goes to local firemen, which I wholeheartedly support. Handles, lids, great things to have. Get as many of these as you can manage, because I guarantee they're multi-purpose. They haul water. They're used for hauling dirt. They can put food in them to save for your animals. You can just, we use them for mucking. My goodness, we just put the buckets in here because the tractor won't fit in the barn, and then we haul them out. They're small enough that even some of my smaller kids can haul them out of the house or out of the barn and dump them into the thing. This kind of bucket, this is a food grade bucket, and these are nice because you can usually get these for free. And that's important. How do you get these? And they usually come with lids. They're cheap plastic handles, but still, they usually will come with lids. If you go to your grocery store and you go to the bakery, usually in the afternoon, about 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, they will have these. Just ask. Say, hey, do you guys have any frosting buckets? Or do you have any buckets? Or will you have buckets tomorrow? Because they get food in these, they use them up, and then they throw them away. But if you go and ask for them, sometimes, depending on the size of your grocery store, they'll have 5-gallon ones of these. Sometimes they only have 2-gallon ones, depending on, just depends on the size of your grocery store. But these buckets are a lifesaver. Sometimes fast food stores will have them, but I guarantee that your grocery store, if it's got a bakery department, will have these, and they're giving them away. So just ask. So that's it. And those kinds of buckets are they're invaluable. I use so many of them around here all the time. It's not even funny. All right, so that's it. That's our list. 5 things that are essential if you're going to start a homestead that are really cheap. They're the first things you should go out and get. And I know that this is not a super inclusive list. I did just want to do 5 things, but I think that it's worth noting, making a list like this, because so many times you think, oh, I gotta go buy this and that, and you're looking at $10,000, and you don't need all that. If you're willing to put the hard work in, the sweat equity into it, these are the basics that you're gonna need. I'm gonna give you 2 bonus things real quick here at the end. Number 1, come here. Number 1, helpers.
Very handy.
Helpers are very handy. There are so many things around here that I could not get done without some extra helpers around. And I've got lots of them, but always find a buddy that can help you out. It's never a good idea to try to do things completely on your own. You get stuck, you get trapped, you get hurt, something like that. Get a buddy. Number 2 on the bonus list is a coffee cup with a lid. If you drink coffee or you drink anything actually outside, don't be stupid like me and don't put a lid on your cup. And the reason here is the reason, and I don't know if I can show this, but I was trying to collect things for this video, and I'm holding the baby, and I have things in my hand, and I spilled coffee all over my pants because I didn't have a lid on my cup. So bonus thing here. Alright, so if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you share it with your friends, because that helps other people find out about us and hopefully learn something from us. And like I said, like I've always said, subscribe so you know when our new videos are coming out. And, leave us a comment if you've got any thoughts about my list. Obviously, like I said, it's not a super inclusive list, but I think this is the minimum, the basics, things that if you're on a super tight budget, these are what you should spend your money on. So anyway, please leave your thoughts below, and we'll talk to you next time.